Hi, I'm Danny,
I'm Sam.
and this is Business in a Brew.
We'll be poring over business stories,
and talking about things that interest us in the world of business.
so we'd like you to just take a few minutes out, listen.
Yeah, we'd love it if you join our conversation with us. Hello.
Hi.
Ha! You're never going to beat me. Go on, do it. Go on. Oh, wait, you do it. You say hi.
Hi.
Hi. Today we're going to talk about, in this episode, the things Danielle misses from the high street. Well, we're not. We're going to talk about Toys R Us.
Right, okay.
I really miss Toys R Us.
Was it ever on the high street?
All right, fine. The out-of-town, edge-of-town, big box store. But I do miss Toys R Us. I used to go in there, wander around on a Saturday. It was a real treat. Always had a lovely time at Christmas. Do you like Toys R Us? Did Toys R Us exist when you were younger?
I did, just to wander around. I like taking the girls around there.
Oh,
Yeah,
but you spoiled them.
From time to time.
Oh, that's sweet. Anyway, Toys R Us was founded in 1948 by Charles Lazarus.
Mm-hmm.
He initially opened a baby store that was called Children's Bargain Town. What an awful name. That sounds like the last place I buy my kids' stuff from. And he realised, during that little experiment, the potential in toys. And it's what transformed into the first big box toy store. So it was very distinct from family-run toy shops. It was a, you know what they're like, the big format, bulk buy, massive.
So the mum and pop style high street stores in America. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. It wasn't a little wooden toys. It was
antithesis to that.
Yeah.
So did it start as the high street though?
No. It started as Children's Bargain Town, and he literally
that.
leapt from Children's Bargain Town to big box.
So rebranded that, or just went straight to big box.
Went straight to big box as Toys R Us.
Okay.
He went, oh my God, there's potential in
so I'm going to fill a warehouse.
Plastic rubbish for kids. Let's make that big.
Wow.
So fill a warehouse, So by 1978, Toys R Us had become Toy Superstar and a public company. Although it was once the leading toy retailer in the US, it lost position to Walmart in 1999, which is not really a surprise with impulse purchasing. Yeah. So in 1999, after entering the online toy market in 98-ish, they just had a terrible time. And the reason they had a terrible time is because they failed to deliver many of the gifts in time for December the 25th. Quite a prerequisite of Christmas shipping, that you have it in time for Christmas. So, I mean, the internet retail at that point was in its infancy. It was tiny, but it was a bit of an early warning sign.
Not even Amazon had really got off the ground.
No, but if you can't make it work that early on when your orders are, 10 orders, how are you going to make it work later on when it's 10,000 orders? That's a little bit of a red flag.
Yet you say in hindsight.
Well, that is
with
true.
With your 2020 vision.
Yeah, all right, fine. In 2000... in an effort to capitalise on the emerging online market, they signed a 10-year deal with Amazon to be its sole supplier of toys, which I think is quite sensible, quite a good business move. Yeah. Had it gone to plan, things might have worked out a bit differently. It didn't, because instead Amazon broke the terms of the contract, allowed other companies to sell toys on its marketplace, under the guise of the fact that Toys R Us's range wasn't broad enough.
Interesting.
So it kind of stabbed them in the back, basically.
Good grief.
Yeah.
So they were able to introduce a more diverse range of toys.
Yeah, although
they were undercut and undermined.
The whole point of Amazon is it's a marketplace. It's supposed to be a broad range of different suppliers. You have choice, so that would never have worked as a sole supplier anyway. But different matter entirely. I wasn't the one that set up the agreement. 2005, though, Toys R Us was bought out by a consortium of investors. Random different people for 6.6 billion people. I'm not even going to name them because you won't know who any of them are, because investment companies are not of any interest to us. And by July that year, 2005, it officially became a privately owned entity. The three buyers to buy it borrowed over $5 billion to finance the transaction, which, as you can probably guess, is a sum that kind of became a bit of a problem.
Right, so there's a thing called predictable performance, isn't there? So you're buying up a business on the basis of its past, thinking it's going to continue growing at that same level. Yeah,
without really noticing what the red flags have been.
It's an institution, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that was it. That was the place to go.
It was the place you went to. You took your trolley at Christmas and you filled it. But that is another one of their downfall because they relied entirely on holiday traffic. So their sales peaks were Christmas. Mm-hmm. Yes, you'd have people in there every Saturday, but it wasn't like it was at Christmas when the queues were really long.
Yeah.
And they didn't build a sustainable sales model that would last the rest of the year. If they had one bad Christmas, it ruined the whole year. Mm-hmm. In 2006, they sued Amazon for reneging on their agreement. Mm-hmm. And they did win. They won $51 million in damages. But that was actually only half of what they originally claimed from Amazon. So they got a payout, but not what they wanted.
Mm-hmm. Against what they actually lost as well.
Well, yeah. October 2000.
Or the potential.
Yeah, well, opportunity cost. October 2016, decade of gradually declining sales, continuing to fail in the online investment space or doing well in the online investment space. There was massive concern over a potential drop in consumer spending following the Brexit vote. And 2017, they reported 2016 results with eye-watering loss. I mean, they were eye-watering.
So you're separating these out. This is UK as opposed to...
Yeah. 673 million losses.
In pounds?
Yes, in 2016. So in September 2017, they filed for bankruptcy. And
was that just a regular kind of bankruptcy?
This was not the protected kind. This was the regular kind. And the main issues could probably be summarised as crippling debt. So obviously that massive $5 billion debt that hung over their heads. Their failure to adapt to the rise of e-commerce. They didn't really invest because towards the end, you read some articles from insiders and things. You know, the stores weren't dusted, they weren't maintained, the staff weren't well looked after, they just weren't very nice environments. Because as a bricks and mortar business, that's where all your money is essentially in the real estate. There was intense competition. You know, Toys R Us used to be the only name in toys, and then it wasn't as online became more and more. Poor management, cost-cutting, employee stress, customer experience declined, and then, as I said, the over-reliance on the holidays and the fact that the company depended so heavily on that shopping period that if they had one vulnerable season, it really ruined the year. And it's interesting because they kind of, after all of this, they did disappear. But now they're starting to, creep back in. Because I've seen implants for them in WH Smith. And somewhere else.
Implants? You mean concessions?
What's wrong with the word implant?
Well, no, I hadn't heard it called that before.
Oh, yeah, concessions, yeah. Right. Concession stands in Smith's
Amazing.
With Geoffrey the giraffe.
Hang on. In WH Smith's?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I felt like I made that up. No, I didn't make that up. No, I was there at Christmas. Yeah.
No, I'm just thinking about the woes of WH Smith.
Is that a different subject entirely?
The current woes, it's a different subject.
It is a different subject. I think they were trying to bolster their own sales by bringing in a toy offering to diversify. That's a different matter entirely.
Offering,
yeah, quite. Yeah. So the brand name still exists, but it's kind of doing this really slow edging back regrowth. I don't think it'll go back to big box in quite the same way.
And are toys being bought anyway in the kind of level they once were?
Unless you can stick it in a gaming console, I don't think they are being bought in quite the same.
The consumption of toys has changed, isn't it?
I mean, you could say Toys R Us missed quite a few opportunities. They did quite a few things wrong. But at the same time, would that marketplace have declined anyway to the point where it was an untenable business model to start with? You don't know because they didn't get
shifting landscape.
They didn't get to go that far.
Yeah.
I mean, my kids are older now, so it's different. Toys still exist.
Absolutely do, yeah. But you've got Amazon.
Yes.
Who is basically running the world of distribution.
And you've got technology, which is very different to the old-fashioned.
Yeah.
It's not a Brio train set or a Lego anymore. I mean, there's still a place for some of those really iconic toys. But it's an odd marketplace they were operating in that they, failed to take advantage of potential not even diversification, potential growth opportunities in terms of e-commerce. But also, I just don't think that marketplace would have existed. Big box stores generally, unless it is a store that holds a lot of different ranges, something like a B&M bargain, there's not space for it anymore. People don't...
Because it does require a lot of space.
Yeah, it requires a lot of space, which is a lot of money.
A lot of stock to make the shelves look full.
And a lot of staff.
Yeah.
And just generally our maintenance and upkeep, and I just don't think there's the place for it anymore in the shopping landscape. I just don't think that's what people are looking for. If you can't get everything under one roof or on one small high street, people just aren't bothered.
Yeah, and also you think about the purchasing landscape. The requirement for often impulse purchasing. You see a lot of the big sheds. They're small items. They're small items, easily portable. You're going in, you're buying immediately without a big run up.
Yeah,
necessarily.
Yeah,
and also I've not watched kids' TV for quite a while, but what's happening with advertising on kids' TV?
Well, the same thing that's happening with advertising for us.
That is where
Pester Power
kids,
comes in.
Yeah, kids got to find out about the latest.
How many programs do you watch on live TV with adverts? I'll admit it is changing now that streaming services are bringing in more and more advertising. We're having to pay to opt out of it. But I watch very few adverts. The adverts I do see on, say, any of the streaming services tend to be for their other programs rather than for product. I watch barely any. My kids get bored if they see an advert. They'll leave the room. They'll ask why it can't be fast forwarded. And I'm like, well, it's live TV, guys. That's a thing. So, yeah, it's
growing. And the revenues for advertising are actually growing. But, you think about how efficacious they are. Are campaigns these days as successful as they used to be?
Oh, I'd be interested to know how they measure the ROI.
Well, they always do. There is always a way of doing that, and particularly with the way it is delivered. It's delivered to your.
We used to do radio advertising, didn't you? You used to work in radio advertising. Yeah. Did you ever advertise children's toys on radio? Would that have worked?
I don't ever recall it. No. Oh no, I remember Beanie Babies when they came out. They were advertised, but they were advertised by a specialist who sold them. They became the leading retailer in the East Midlands.
So you knew where to go for
your
Beanie Baby.
If you wanted a Beanie Baby, you went there. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, but very different.
But it's quite hard to advertise toys because it's visual.
Product demonstration. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a brand people want. You're just telling them where to find the brand rather than building demand.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it was aimed at people, at grown-ups, not necessarily kids.
Yes, fair enough. Yeah. But yeah, I just thought I miss Toys R Us. But then my kids are too old for it, and I certainly don't need any more toys. But yeah, I just thought it was an interesting decline.
Yeah, it is because literally 1 minute it was there, the next it was gone.
It was gone. Literally, you felt you woke up the next day and it was gone.
The store was empty. The branding was still there on the building, but
and some of those units are so big they are still sitting empty now. It's ridiculous.
Yes, that's true. Yeah,
I think I got my first bike in Toys R Us. I can't ride a bike. Interesting fact about me.
Yeah, that's completely relevant to this. It is.
It was. I told you I bought a bike in Toys R Us. It made perfect sense. Anyway, there you go. That's my story about Toys R Us.
Great. Yeah.
Right. Thanks so much for listening and being a part of today's episode.
If you like what you've heard, or if you feel there's something missing, or you want to ask any questions, please get in contact.
And if you love listening to us as much as we love talking to you, subscribe, download, leave us a review. All the love helps.
Thank you.